Depending on who you ask, there's either a ton to be excited about for in the new Dungeons & Dragons 5e update, or there's nothing to be excited about. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about the one thing that I am the most excited about when it comes to the new set of rules and changes that are being brought forth with 5.5, 2024, D&D One, whatever the thing is called. And that one thing is healing. The update to healing and healing spells in particular is something that I am really looking forward to, because let's face it, healing in D&D 5e has been terrible. It has been something that everybody, you don't even have to meta game it to just know that it is better for you to take a different action than to heal. The only time that most people tend to heal these days, unless they're really just trying to get into the RP part and play a role, is to healing word somebody who is already knocked unconscious, because it is a bonus action and they just pop back up with 1d4 plus whatever your modifier is. That has been a terrible way to actually really play a healer and a cleric and provide the same amount of value that you could otherwise. With the new update, which we're about to get into, you can actually do so much more to where your healing during combat feels like something worth doing. You can actually compete with taking a different action. You don't have to just go with what is the meta, because there is actually healing that can be done that is viable. So to understand why the new healing changes are so good, let's take a brief look at how it works now. So for instance, with a healing word, you heal 1d4 plus your modifier at level 1. At level 2, it's 2d4 plus your modifier. Cure wounds, 1d8 at level 1, 2d8 at level 2, plus your modifier. With the update, the base healing is doubled. So you have 2d8 at level 1 for cure wounds plus your modifier, and it scales at double. So a second level cure wounds will deal 4d8 healing plus your modifier. Level 3, 68 healing plus your modifier. That gives you the possibility of healing for 52 if you max out with a level 3 spell slot. So at 5th level, when you get them, you could heal for up to 52 with nothing else taken into account. If you have items or something else, just the healing can do that, even if it's the average, if it's half. 26 is pretty solid healing at level 3. You're probably not dealing that damage as a cleric, therefore it is actually viable. That can keep somebody up for 2, maybe even 3 hits, which is the whole point, is to try to keep your players up and active versus, oh, they went down, healing word, get them back up. Oh, they went down, healing word. Now you can actually play a healer and use your spells to heal at a reasonable amount. Same thing with healing word as a bonus action. At level 1, it is 2d4 plus your modifier. At level 2, it is 4d4. It's the same thing, 6d4 at level 3. This is big healing. As a bonus action, you can now heal somebody instead of, oh, they got up with 5 HP, they're gonna get hit once, they go right back down, you just rinse and repeat. You might get them to get up and get hit at least one more time before they go back down, and therefore you can do something else with that turn. They might be able to turn the tide with something that they can do that they couldn't get done right away. And so it is a huge change. It will actually allow for a shift in how these things are done, how you play the game. If clerics are more viable as actual healers instead of just everything being about fighting and damage and things like that, and then healing is just secondary. I mean, you took really the need for a cleric. Not that I think every party should have to have one and things like that, but you took it out to where it was almost really more viable to just be like, oh, bring a ranger or a bard, right? Like they can just healing word, same effect. We don't need the big stuff. We can short rest or drink a healing potion, whatever it might be. Now clerics are viable in a healer perspective. It will allow people to be in combat and feel like, oh, I'm about to save us right now. I'm gonna walk up, cure wounds, 68 healing. That's amazing. So I love this change. It is what I'm most excited for, because I hated the way that the game played. The way that people had to play clerics, or felt like they had to, even though it was the meta way, and people were like, well, you don't have to play the meta. Even if you weren't a meta power gamer, it felt bad. It felt really bad when somebody gets hit for 15 and you're like, oh, cure wounds, 2nd level, I have to max that out to get you back up. It's a 2nd level spell slot. If you use a 3rd, it's 3d8. I still might not get you up. Like it felt bad. It didn't feel viable, and now it does. So that is what I am most excited about, because I think it changes way more than some people are thinking about. Like, oh, cool, higher number. No, I think it changes the way that people will be able to actually play the game, play the class, and play the healer archetype. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you feel the same? Do you feel differently? What are you most excited about if you could pick only one thing? And of course, for more TTRPG Dungeons & Dragons content, make sure to subscribe, Give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment so you get more of it in your algorithm, and you can check out content from me and support me directly over on Patreon at patreon.com/levelupdm. And of course, becoming a member here helps out greatly as well. But until next time, good luck in your adventures.